Welcome back to another episode. I'm at my latest project, extended stay rental, and the bane of my existence probably for the last couple days has been this Google Nest Protect. What these Nest Protects actually do is they're smart smoke alarms. They actually have the option of testing both for smoke and carbon monoxide. And the thing I like about them the most is you can actually manage something from afar. So even if you're not there, you can get a smoke alarm and actually get an alert on it, which is great. And they can also be in sync with the thermostat. So if there was ever a fire, it can actually trigger the thermostat to turn off. Now, the issue that I've been having most recently is as I've actually hooked in internet and got everything working at this new place, these just didn't work right. So if anything, I need to switch everything from an old network to a new network. And as soon as I did that, what do you know? Everything stopped working. Now, I say everything stopped working, these stopped working. But what made them a pain is I could not connect them back to the network. Now, the challenge, or all the painstaking pain that actually went through and putting them back together, I actually found something out. And it wasn't until I found a solution that I actually had, well, the answer to my problem. And so what these things actually do is they communicate over a 2.4 gigahertz network. Now, that may not mean very much to you, but as networks get faster and faster and faster, these communicate on a little bit slower network, 2.4 gigahertz as opposed to 5 gigahertz. So with a new router that I got from Verizon, it supports dual band, both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, but it puts it on one single SSID or one single access point. And that created a problem because every time these attempted to reach the router or the access point, they could not. They were connecting to the wrong signal. So what I actually had to do is I had to split the connection so that this could actually talk to the router. Now, how did I actually do that? Well, I'm an engineer, but I don't do that much engineering these days, so I had to look it up online on a forum, and fortunately, I was able to find it. Whew, to my heart's content. It took me a while to figure out where the gold was, and actually once I found it, started mining for it and put it into place, and then it actually finally worked. But it took me finding that forum. Essentially, I had to change a setting on my router. I think it was just splitting the bands, so the router wasn't looking for both bands anymore. It actually split both networks on the separate bands. And then once I did that, I had to change the name of one of the 5 gigahertz network. So once I actually did that, I thought everything would work, but then there was one fatal flaw that I wasn't accounting for, and it was putting in the wrong password. So after everything was figured out, putting in the wrong password was to blame. So just make sure you have all those steps lined up. And even if you think you have it lined up, if something's still not working, check through everything to see if you have an error anywhere. And well, after much pain and heartache, these are finally up and running again. So now I can move on to the next part of the project, which if you can see behind me, I got a lot more work to do. But that's for another day. And so this is for tonight. So I hope you appreciate this episode, a little bit of networking 101, how to get your Google Nest to work with your Verizon router. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to catch you on the next episode. All right, so until then, bye.